comes to listening to music, streaming is the most convenient and CDs are regarded as the highest quality form of music. But it seems that vinyl's been taking up more room on the shelf as of late and becoming a staple of music for the new generation. But is the rise of vinyl just a trend? Is there a reason to listen to vinyl over streaming? Today we're interviewing Jordan Price of Electric Kitsch to find out.
Hey, my name is Jordan Price, co-owner of Electric Kitsch here in Bay City, Michigan. We are a new and used record store that carries a couple other things, equipment related to music and listening experience, also vintage clothes, and a few other like knickknacks that Gus and I like to pick up from, along the way. Electric Kitsch has been around for nearly 12 years, going on 12 years in June. Vinyl definitely has been making a resurgence since 2007. It's been on we'll call it an upward spiral, I suppose. So there's a few companies that are out there that are like really trying to track like what's going on with vinyl, but there's so many different like avenues for people to get records made. Like lathe cutters are such a big part of the vinyl industry now that I don't know if like these smaller outlets are accounting for it, and maybe it's not like so big at the end of the day, but for smaller artists it's huge because you're talking like you can get, one record made or like 10 records made of something, really specialized stuff. And this in turn there's at least like 3 manufacturers of brand new like cutting lathes for these types of people. So and this is like stuff that's like coming out now, present day. So since 2007, it just seems to be like on a huge upward like gain, like in all facets of like making vinyl. And I think because it's such a specialized piece of art, it encapsulates like the whole process of music. At first records didn't come with any sort of art at all, and really it was jazz that brought like the record jacket and having like a piece of artwork to go with the music, something that housed it, but that was equally as like great as what it was housing. And that has in turn like been able, artists are able to make like all different kinds of like colored records and like special like die-cut jacket sleeves, and Stoughton Printing, which prints most of the jackets, has like developed a new way to print like photographs with jackets. So I think there's something special about a record and a vinyl record and the length of music on it. So before recorded music, people had to go see it live to hear it, right? Or you had to play it yourself. So I think we live in a special time, in history, that like we get to hear like people's art like at our disposal. Like that is so special, where you had to spend so much money to go hear music or musicians, and rightfully so. But I do think like the record is almost a perfect length, and it's so weird how like it's like a spinning object, and it's almost like not perfect. Like if you like line up like a song on a record and you take the digital file and start them at the same time, like they're not going, like the digital file and the record will eventually start losing like time, because the record's like 33 1/3. There's like it's almost like a heartbeat, it's almost like a waltz where there's like a skip to it, you know what I mean? And digital tries to be like this perfect path, almost like a right angle, which like doesn't really exist in our world. So I think that's like like something very special about vinyl. Yeah, I think it's like super timeless and like a super interesting way to listen to music. There's just like a depth about it that like represents like instruments and like almost like the human voice that like digital will never capture. There's such a trend in buying records as like a collectible, just like a thing that you're gonna maybe put up on your wall. But when I don't know, at the end of the day, it's like when you really want to, like as a stamp in time, I think that is like a special thing. And maybe people that get on the trend will realize that and like realize how many like records have been made. I hope people just keep exploring like independent people that were like keeping vinyl and like the making of vinyl alive. Like so many of the mastering engineers just like work on their own. They're just like their own entity. They're freelancers, and they get paid like the money that doctors do, you know. But yeah, they used to be like in-house people at the record companies, you know. And it all shifted so much like over the past 50 years. But yeah, I don't know. Besides that, like, and exploring,